Hi all, the next one we're going to do, number 10, is kind of a little score counter. So if you're at a match, you could add the score +1 or take away 1 and reset it to 0. So the title of this is What's the Score? What's the score? Now this is going to be a little bit tricky, right? So on the start, as usual, as I said to you, we want to just put in our name so you guys can find out who it is. Okay, now in order to do this, we have to do a thing called a variable. Now we haven't used variables before, right? So you need to make a variable, and we're going to make that into called score. Okay, now so type in score, and now automatically you have a couple of new icons here, right? So what we want to do is, right, we'll come back to that in a second. So what we want to do is on button A, we want it to +1. On button B, we want it to -1. And then if we press the 2, and then we'll reset it back to 0. Okay, so at the beginning, the purpose of the variable is to try and help you count or keep things. So at the beginning, right, we want to set the score to 0. Okay, now we're not actually showing anything there at the moment, right? So what you want to do is you want to actually show the score. So if we go to show number, right, now at the moment it's showing 0, but it's not telling us. It's going to always show 0. So we need this basically to talk to this. Right? So you go back into your variables, you click on the score, and that will now, this will feed into this. So whatever the score is equal to, it will show you here. Okay. Now I know that's kind of tricky to understand. So like on button A, right, we'll keep going. On button A, right, we want to set the score we want to change the score, not set the score. We've already done set the score. We want to change the score by 1 every time we press it, and then when we've done that, we actually want to show the number as well. Catch that out. Now we need to tell it again to show us the number that this is all keeping track of. So grab score, pop it in there. Okay, so now when you hit your A button, it'll increase it by 1. It starts off at 0, it'll increase it by 1, and will show you the new score. So on the other ones then, we can duplicate all this if you want. Duplicate that there. So we want to actually change that to -1. -1, and again we need to, I'm just going to duplicate that again. Show it again. I'm going to duplicate again because we need it over here. And we want the last one here then is when we hit AB, we want to go back and set it to 0. So we actually want to set this one to 0. Now that might seem like a lot of code, but I'll just go back to what we're doing here at the beginning. First thing we gotta do is show us that this is your code, it's no one else's. Right, now we're using things called variables. You need to create your variable, or creating a variable called score. Right, so what it's saying is, you want to set the score to 0 at the beginning, right? And you're going to show that then to be your number. Right, then you come along, press A, you change the score by 1, and then show your new score. Same way, if you decrease the number, you'll show your new score. Or if you want to reset it, you need to set it back to 0. So let's have a try. Okay, make it big. It's showing here. We'll have to start again. You'll see Mr. Oster's coming in here again. Prove it's your program. Okay, so starting score is 0. A again, A again, A again. Right. is allowed. Alright, no, just scored another one. And then AB, press that, resets it to 0. Job done. So that's using the variables. And you need to create your first variable, which is score. Have a go at that.